So it's Wednesday and I'm about to head downtown actually to meet up with my friend Orly. Today's her last day in the city. She was here for a couple days visiting one of her friends, and oh my god, my lipstick is a little ratchet, but anyway, so today's her last day, so I'm meeting up with her before she has to head back to the airport. What is with this today? Anyway, I just got like 4 packages in the mail and I just like wanted to show you guys, but then I realized I was running a little late, so I'll show you when I get back. But anyway, I showed you guys packages I got yesterday, which is exciting. But today I'm doing this like prom lookbook for you guys because I know it's like prom's coming up for a lot of people and it's different times. I'm just gonna start doing them now, which is like early-ish April. They'll probably start coming out to like May because I know some people's are earlier and some people's are later, so I just want to kind of make sure that most people can get it. So I ordered some dresses for a lookbook that came in the mail that I really like. This from this website called Fame and Partners, and then I ordered some stuff from Show Post, my favorite thing ever. I told you guys I order literally every 2 weeks. And then I ordered some stuff from this brand called, like, I found them through Amazon, but I think that's what the package is. I didn't open it, but I think that's what it is. I'm about to drive downtown. Great. Love driving on the highway. Favorite ever. Just kidding. I have to, like, put my chair so close because when you're short, it won't go any higher. Oh, ooh. There's no more? Okay. Well, that's what I'm about to do right now. So, I'm gonna head downtown. I'll vlog with her when I get there, and etc. And I hope, what am I saying? It's really cold outside, but I hope it warms up. Hi guys. So the last clip you saw was from yesterday, but it's gonna be put in the same vlog because basically yesterday after hanging out with Orly, I like the craziest adventure. I got lost like in a different state in like 3 bad neighborhoods without GPS, and it's insane. I'm gonna tell it to you. I'm gonna try to tell it concise. I started telling it, but I was telling it really slow, but I'm just gonna tell it in the concisest way, most concise way possible. Basically, what happened was I was leaving the city. There was a lot. I'm just gonna kind of make it like a quick summary. I was leaving the city and my GPS died and I was stuck in really bad traffic with no gas. I was freaking out. I'm like literally on like a ramp to get onto like one of the main highways, and my car is like literally at below the 0 thing, and my phone was covering that part because I was looking at my GPS. Like I put it right in front of my, like where that is on like that little stand, so I can like see where to go, so I don't have to like look down, look at my phone. So I just like have it up there, and so I'm like, my car is like shaking and I'm literally just on the ramp to get on. Basically, like I took the exit that was like the most like possible exit, like the soonest one, the one that was like, I just like saw the first exit and like took it. And basically like I took an exit into a really sketchy bad neighborhood, and there's lots of, it was just a bad neighborhood, and like could not find the gas station. I'm literally driving on no gas. I have no phone. My phone just died at like 10%, which is so random, and it wouldn't turn back on. It was like showing like the sign of like plug it in, it just wouldn't turn on, and I'm like freaking out. And my car charger thing in my car is broken, happened for a while, so I don't have a charger with me anyway, but like I couldn't like buy one and use the GPS. That made sense. So basically I'm like stranded right in this like really bad part of Chicago, really bad, with like no GPS, and my car's about to stop. Like it's literally like about to stop, and I'm like freaking out. So I like started literally crying, and then I opened my window and I just saw some random guy, and I was like, do you know like where the nearest gas station is? And he's like trying to explain to me like via this street, but I don't know this area. So I was like, can you just like point to where to go? Basically he just like doesn't really explain. He's like, just take this street north. Like he did not, like, you know, like people are not, okay, so he didn't explain to me basically that well, so I tried to follow his instructions as best I could, and I could not find it. And then, so my car is literally about to stop, like it's shaking hardcore, so I just literally get out of my car, middle of the street, and it's like, just like started waving for help. Oh my god, this story's insane. And so this girl comes up, like stops, and she's like, oh, like, what, honey, what's wrong? Because I was literally crying, and she's like, I'm like, I need a gas station, like I'm literally about to run out of gas. And she explained it to me. She's like, okay, take this street, this street, this street. And I was like, okay. She explained it pretty well, like I understood what she was saying. But I'm like so low on gas. Okay, so I get to this gas station, right? So I fill up my car with gas. But now what? Like my car is literally like, I mean, my phone is dead. I'm like in the middle of I don't want to use bad, like in a very, I don't know, like bad neighborhood of Chicago, if you could imagine. And I like don't know how to get back on the highway. I don't even know like which the right one, because there's 3 that go over, I'm not gonna name the names of the highway, but like there's 3 main highways, and I didn't know where to get on. So I asked this woman at the gas station, that was quite scary, not in me, but like just, and she was like, I don't know. And then I just asked the person inside, like, I started walking into the gas station, and a guy yells, "Make sure your car is locked." And I was like, is that like a word to the wise, or like, are you about to what's gonna happen? Okay, so I walk into the gas station and ask this guy there for help, and he kind of explains to get on to some highway. So I was like, okay, this is probably the right one. So I get on this highway and tell myself, okay, I'm just gonna try to follow the signs as best as I can to get home. Like, I from the beginning, I kind of was like starting, like in the beginning, I thought I was going the right way. I was just literally just following the signs, like, but it's hard because it'll be like left lanes here, right lanes here, and it's like, you know, like, let's say your final destination is like point Z, but along the way you have to like stay in certain lanes towards a different location than your actual location. Like for me, if I'm driving home, I have to stay in lanes towards Rockford at some points, but like that's not where I'm headed. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to tell my location basically, like, from these things. Basically, I end up driving for an hour and a half, and I end up in Indiana. Yep. Anyway, so the scenery usually like looks really similar, just like fields. Like it doesn't look like anything, so it's hard to tell. But then I started noticing like this was not the right way, right? But like, what am I supposed to do? Do you know what I'm saying? Like in my head, I'm thinking like, if I get off right now, what am I gonna do? So in my head, I'm like, okay, let's keep going on the highway, keep trying to find exits. So I was like making myself stay on the highway for like an hour and a half, because I was thinking like, if I'm gonna get off, like, what am I gonna do? Like, cool, I go to a gas station again, and they'll just be like, oh, get back on this highway, or like, what am I gonna do if I get off? Do you know what I'm saying? Finally start freaking out. I'm like literally in Indiana, and I take an exit, and guess what? I end up in one of the worst bad neighborhoods of Indiana. Great, my luck, right? And so I'm driving through this neighborhood, and I see people on the sidewalk with guns. I'm bawling my eyes at this point. I'm literally crying. I'm just like, please, like, someone help me. I was like freaking, I was like crying. Like, much how stressed I'm in. I don't have a phone. I'm literally in this really, really bad neighborhood. Later, I looked up what the neighborhood that it was, and it was literally the worst neighborhood in Indiana. I told Shane about it. And so, okay, everything's broken down. All the buildings are broken down. Like, there's lots of apartments, but they're all broken. So I don't know what to do, right? So I see a gas station. It's one of those, like, shack gas stations. But I was like, okay, I'm going into this gas station, right? My cat's always screaming. Like, they fight. Okay, just don't. Chanel. She sounds like a princess. Okay, but, so I pull into this really, really scary gas station. And there's, like, a lot of big groups of guys. Like, I'm not trying to be like, I'm not trying to be like in the racist way, but they're all like African American, not racist way at all. I'm just saying like, this is like, it's a really bad name. It's like kind of like just like the broken down, not good parts of this town. And I'm freaking out, and I'm like crying. And I walk into the gas station, and there's a sign that says 2 people in per time. And I was like, this is just a sign, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's for a reason. So I'm waiting outside because there's already 2 people inside, and I'm crying. And this guy who's also waiting next to me, he's like, what's wrong? And I was like, I'm like, do you know how to get to, I say the name of my town, which is like, no far. He's like, no, I don't. I'm like, do you know where the highway is? And he's like, yeah, like, I know the main highway. He's like trying to explain it to me. And I was like, okay. He didn't really help. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go inside to the gas station, right? So, but he tried, so it was nice. And so I go inside the gas station guy, and I literally go, do you know how to get to my name of my town? And he goes, yeah, like, the luck that I had, like this, I'm in the wrong state, and my town is not like a very popular town. And he's like, you're like 2.5 hours from there. And I was like, okay, but I hope like I might be able to get home, right? So, oh my gosh. So then he tries to explain to me how to get all the way from 2.5, like, imagine how many directions you need to get from like a different state to my town. He's telling me how to take this highway, try to follow these signs for like these certain he's basically like telling me to go back to, like, follow signs to Chicago, and then kind of back from there follow this other road. Just he's like trying to follow the signs and get onto this certain highway, 290. Okay, so oh my gosh, so I'm like scared, but I have nothing to do. I'm like, okay, thank you so much, and like here I go on my adventure. I'm just thinking, if I take one wrong turn, like, I'm screwed again. It's getting late, it's like getting dark outside, and if I pull into another bad neighborhood when it's dark, like, I just don't want that, you know? So I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, I'm like crying while I'm driving. Like, please, I was like, please, someone, I was like praying. I was like, literally, please, just like make me follow the right signs. So I'm driving and following the signs he's trying to tell me to remember. I'm trying to remember all of them, like following the signs he says. And so finally I get back to Chicago after like an hour, 25 minutes, right? So, woo, thank you. Because there's so many exits I could have taken wrong that I was debating on taking. It was crazy. And then from there, what's it called? There's a lot of exits. There was like I didn't know which one to take. He told me like the direction. Okay, I don't know. I don't want to say the name of it, but let's say he told me to take Grape exit. There was like Grape East, Grape West, Grape blank. Like there was so many. I was like, I don't know which one to take. Again, I take a wrong turn and I end up in another bad neighborhood. Like literally my life. Okay, thank you to all the kind people that helped me through this. Oh my gosh, it's insane. And then so this town again is broken down really bad. All I see is a sandwich shop. Okay, so I go into the sandwich shop. And everyone like turns around and starts staring at me, and I'm like crying. You can tell I'm like really distressed. And I asked this like woman, I was like, I need to get back here, do you know how to get there? And she was like, I don't know that exact town, but I think it's part of the blank, which is like the location. She's like, I told her what it's near, like bigger stuff, and she's like, okay, showed me the road to take. So then from there I was like, I got into this road, and then from there I just like follow certain exits. Like I was like, there's so many, and I just had to like use my gut on where to go. Like I was thinking like, okay, maybe I'll try to remember. This is a road I knew that because I've taken it before, but I've taken it with a GPS, so I don't know the exact. I wouldn't pay attention. I was just looking at my GPS. So I was like trying to think of like each road to take, and I was like about to take so many exits, and I was just okay, I'm like just stay on this because I remember you stayed on this road for 25 miles before, and I was driving. Anyway, I ended up getting home, and I got home 4 hours later. That was my story, and I was so distressed, and I came home like crying. I was like, I'm home, and I was just like, wow. So that was my adventure. Yeah, and I could not tell it last night because I was just like so overwhelmed. Like I just couldn't tell it. Again, I told my parents and I told Shane, I was like, I cannot tell it a third time. So that is my story. I am home and I'm alive. And yeah, so word to the wise, always bring a charger in your car. If your charger doesn't work, like bring a backup phone battery. Always make sure you have enough gas. I don't know, like I'm like literally not going anywhere unless I have like a full battery and the full tank. Like I am not getting lost in another city again. But like thank you to the guy at this gas station in Indiana that like knew randomly of my town. It's insane. Like I don't know, but yeah, thank you. And that is my story. I feel weird like I've told this like twice, but this is my third time telling you guys. But anyway, this is insane. So yeah, leave me your feedback. That's what happened to me. I'm home. I'm alive.